Alright, welcome back. You're watching Gunbusters, and we're here today with Matt from Show Me Firearms.
What's happening, people? Good to be here.
Alright, we're doing a versus on 2 firearms, and we have 3 judges. You want to start with your firearm?
I got a Kimber K-6 S with 3-inch barrel and double and single action.
Alright, and I got a Colt King Cobra, chambered in .357 Magnum, double and single action with a 3-inch barrel.
So we gotta open these up and show them what they come with and everything.
Yeah, let's take a look at these. I want to see them.
All right, let's get a close up. Here's our box, which is just a cardboard box. Nothing to talk about. There's your gun. Well, I should say my gun. All right, let's get that out of the way real quick. Show you the rest. Comes with this gun sleeve. You know, your owner's manual coupons and stuff. Comes with this speed strip for rounds, a lock, and that's it.
Here's what the Colt King Cobra comes with. It comes with a thing to try and get you to buy Lucas products. Lucas gun oil. Thing trying to get you to join the NRA, piece of paper about the Colt, the owner's manual, and it has a the gun lock for it, but I didn't bring it out here. And it comes with a I guess empty chamber indicator or something to protect the cylinder while you store it, and that's pretty much it. Didn't come with any speed loaders like the Kimber, but it comes with a hard plastic box. All
right, we're about at the range now, and we're going to shoot these guns. We're going to do a side-by-side comparison. This is a versus video after all, but there is a conflict of interest between Daniel and me, so we brought Matthew out here to help us out with that.
Hopefully I can give a slightly unbiased opinion because in the interest of full disclosure, I'm more of a semi-auto guy. Now, I do absolutely love revolvers. I think they look cool, they're amazing. I do own a couple of revolvers, but it's not really my strong suit. I'm more into semi-autos. So hopefully I can be slightly more unbiased toward each of these revolvers. So,
all right, let's get into the ammo. We're gonna shoot some 38 special first, 125 grain from Ammo Incorporated. We'll do 6 rounds of that each, 3 in double, 3 in single. Then we'll do our .357 Magnum from Armscore, 158 grain. We'll do that for recoil. And we'll
so basically with the 38s, we're using that to like test out how the gun feels, test the trigger. Then with the 357, the Magnum loads, then that'll give us a better feel for the recoil.
Yep,
perfect.
Absolutely.
Sounds good.
We'll start off with the Kimber since we started off with it up there first. So, and we'll let you shoot first since you're the guest.
Woo! Okay, the Kimber K-6 S. Picking the gun up here. Feels really good in the hand, beautiful wood grip. I really like the finish. It's interesting because the cylinder, the flutes in it aren't quite as deep as the Colt. They're kind of just, I don't know, rounded off or flattened, whatever you want to call it. All right, want to have you go ahead and load her up. Cylinder feels really good when you spin it. Okay, let's go ahead and shoot the Kimber K-6 S. First impressions on it. Start off with some double action. Single action. All 6. Is that normal for them to stick like that? All right, let's see how 357 feels out of the K-6 S. Not bad. All 6. Yeah, very manageable on the recoil. It does give you pretty good firm pop, but it's nothing unmanageable. It's very easy to drive the muzzle back down on target. Yeah, very smooth on the recoil. Feels really good shooting full power 357 out of the K-6 S.
Now I'm going to shoot this Kimber K-6 S, and I'll give you my thoughts and opinions of it, but I will let you know that I have fired this firearm before, so, alright. Alright. So yeah, it is really nice trigger. Didn't stack. The pretty easy to stage and follow-ups were nice. Did seem a little bit similar to my Colt, but there's some slight differences. So that's what we're here to discuss later on in the video. All right, I think it's a great firearm and a good choice for whatnot. Oh yeah, we've got 357 Magnum. Alright, here we go. A little snappy. Yeah, I liked it, so.
Alright, I'm gonna shoot my gun now. Really interesting, because I really like this gun. Alright. First 3 coming up. Well, I mean, I'm gonna have to say that was exactly what I expected, but I mean, I'll keep my mind open. I won't be that biased, I hope. Kind of cold those on. Well, I would have to say this is probably at least my 3rd favorite revolver, probably. So, we'll see how it goes.
So, Colt up next. Let's see what we got. All right, so first impressions picking the gun up. Obviously, we have a rubber grip, whereas the Kimber had a wood grip. So the rubber grip, as far as aesthetics go, doesn't look as pretty as the Kimber. The Kimber looks nicer. But the rubber grip, I think, is more functional because it gives you a better grip on the gun. You've got the finger grooves here. You've got the stippling. It kind of bulges out on both sides, so it kind of fits right in there on your hand. So it feels better in the hand, but it doesn't look as pretty. So do what you want with that. Let's go ahead and open her up here and load it up with 38 Special. Rotating the cylinder around, it feels silky smooth. I would say it's on par with the Kimber, so these guns are neck and neck as far as that goes, I would say. Okay, start off with 3 rounds of double action. And single action. All right, first impressions. The sight picture on the Kimber is better. We had 2 dots on our rear sight aperture and then 1 dot up on the front on the Kimber. The Colt, we just have a groove on top of the frame here with a dot on our front sight. So sight picture, for my personal taste, goes to the Kimber, hands down. It's not to say the sight picture is bad on the Colt, it's just the Kimber works a little better for me. As far as the trigger, again, I'm not an authority on revolver triggers. They both feel about the same to me. They both feel really, really good. They're not all that heavy, which is great compared to, say, a budget revolver like the one I own. They're both very smooth, and yeah, triggers on both feel great. All right, so let's do full power 357 Magnum to get a feel for the recoil. Very, very close between these 2 firearms. I do think the Kimber felt a tad more snappy with the 357 Magnums, but it's so close that could easily just be a false impression on my part. They're both okay. I gotta say, officially, as far as felt recoil, they're both the same for my hand. Might feel differently to other people, but for me personally, they both feel about the same. As far as my overall impressions, gosh, I don't know. I'm going to think about that one. So let's have Dana Leon shoot this, and then I'm going to let this simmer in the back of my head and think about which one I need to say is better than the other, if any.
So I'm going to go ahead and shoot my firearm and tell you what I think of it versus the Kimber. Now 357. I've had no problems rejecting, all seems nice and smooth. Rotates just as smooth as the Kimber. I like the trigger more, but yeah, the sights, it does need some, you know, improvement, I would say. Not too easy to get follow-up shots, of course, because it doesn't have the white dots. Very old-fashioned. Be interesting to see which one everyone picks as the winner. So we'll start with Matthew since he's the guest.
Overall impressions of both of these revolvers. As far as the triggers go, the only way I could determine which trigger I like better was get them both in each hand and try them out. The trigger on the Colt feels a little bit better. It's a little bit lighter, a little bit smoother than on the Kimber. It's not to say that the Kimber doesn't have a nice trigger, because it does have a nice trigger. The Colt, the difference between the Colt trigger and the Kimber trigger is not night and day. It's not earth-shattering by any means. It's just slightly better. The grip on the Colt is superior in my mind to the Kimber because obviously it's rubberized. It just gives you a better grip on the gun, whereas the Kimber, it's wood obviously, and you just can't get quite as firm a grip on the Kimber as you can with the Colt. But the grip on the Kimber does look way better. Wood always looks better than rubber. So grip still has to go to the Colt because function has to come before finish. As far as sights go, Kimber hands down has the superior sight picture because you have your rear sight aperture, you got the 2 white dots with the 1 dot on your front post. The Colt is more of that old school style with the groove in top of your frame, so it's much more difficult to get a good sight picture on the Colt. As far as felt recoil and how the gun handled during live fire, they're both pretty much the same to me. So, which one is superior in my mind? I got to go with the Kimber because of the sights. Sight picture is a big thing for me. That's very important to me personally. I got to go with the Kimber because of that sight picture, because everything else, all the other things we talked about with both of these guns, are both pretty much the same. So, for me personally, I got to go with the Kimber mainly because of that sight picture.
Now we're going to do Ian's opinion on which one he picks as the winner.
Alright, well, let's start out with the Colt here first, since it's not mine. Right off the bat, it's a beautiful looking gun. Everything is smooth. Trigger's a little bit lighter than the Kimber. You know, you can argue all you want about the cylinder latch. I'm not going to go into that. That's a whole other can of worms. I'm not going to touch that. I would say the hammer on the Kimber is better because it's got a more surface area. It's flatter. I like the sights better on the Kimber because you know, 3 dot whites is better than the gold bead at the front with the gutter trough. But the Colt does have a crown here that protects the rifling. That's something I really appreciate. Rubber grips for good control, but you know, as far as recoil went between the two, I would say it wasn't very noticeable. I mean, it's a nice shooting gun. It's a pretty tough call on this one. Now let's go into the Kimber here. I've had this thing for, I'd like to say maybe 2 years, 2-3 years, something like that. It was a little sticky getting the shells out. I think that might be because I need to clean it a little bit. Might be a little dirty in there. But controls are a little more intuitive because you got a button, you just push it out. I like the sights on this better. I got into that. I like the hammer better. I mean, I'll give the Colt, it's got a better finish because this does have a little bit of tooling marks in certain spots, but nothing that's a deal breaker for me. But as far as which one won,
It's tough, isn't it?
it is a tough one. I'm gonna go down to, you know, it just comes right down to what you know, the manufacturer backs their product. You know, Colt has had some trouble backing their products, and Kimber has had trouble backing theirs in the past. But I've heard good things about their their quality control and their customer service now. So I kind of think that's kind of not really a problem anymore. And who knows, CZ might fix Colt's problems. Hate to say it, but I think I'm gonna have to go with the Kimber, because it's not just because it's I had it for so long. It's because it's just a great shooter, and I love that gun. So
that means Kimber has won already because it's already got 2 out of 3 votes.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean,
Yep.
so you gonna give your opinion, Daniel, or?
Well, yeah, I'll give my opinion, but everyone probably already knows my opinion. Because,
well, yeah, you're gonna go with your own
Yeah,
gun, of course.
Yeah.
which,
That's why you got me here for the unbiased opinion.
yeah, that's very
That's
true.
why we had our control here. So
But like, one of my biggest gripes with the Kimber is I just don't like a skinny grip. That's
Yeah,
and
I definitely agree with that.
to me that's the
Yeah.
deal breaker for me.
it took some getting used to for me when I first got my hands on it.
Yeah, and like I can't get a full grip on it. Like my little finger hangs off slightly on the
Like,
Kimber grip, whereas on the Colt I can get a good full grip on it, no problem.
Yeah.
But the benefit of having a smaller grip is you can conceal it easier and it won't stand out. So there's like a pro and con to having a smaller grip. To me, it makes up for accuracy for me. So I can get a more firm grip. I feel more confident when I'm shooting it. Like, to me, it makes up for the sight picture, like on comfort of the. But that's my opinion.
I think that just shows how close these 2 guns are to one
Yeah.
another, though, because it's like if Kimber or Colt changes one little thing, they would both be pretty much dead even. Like if Kimber put a rubber grip like Colt has on here, then that problem goes away. If Colt put a better sight picture on here like Kimber has, then they both pretty much cancel each other out. So
Yeah.
it's really just nitpicking at this point and really
Yep.
just hyper focused on personal preference.
And it's a little bit of old school versus modern technology.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I don't think it would ruin, just my opinion, I don't think it would ruin the kind of old school vibe you get from the Colt here if they just put the dot sight on the rear.
Yeah.
Because that's not all that obtrusive. I think a rubber grip makes it look,
Yeah.
less old school than like an old wood grip.
And it affects the shiny look, counteracts it. a little.
Exactly. So you
Yeah.
got the contrast between the steel and this black grip on there. So yeah, it is. These guns are both amazing in my opinion, and it was not an easy decision to try to pick one or the other.
Even the price is very,
They're very
similar.
much the same.
Yeah, how much do these go for? I'm not too familiar with the price point on each of these.
The MSRP on the Kimber's gone up to a little over 1,000, I think now, but you can still find them for around 900. Same with the Colt, right?
Yeah, the Colt is right. I paid $960 for mine, and it's around 1,000, which I've heard that you get them for less than 900.
So for someone like me who isn't as into revolvers, if I was going to look to pick up one of these guns, price point, we're talking basically it's a wash between the two.
Yeah.
It would depend on what gun store you go to,
Yep.
if they have a sale or not, that sort of thing. But basically, it's a wash between the two.
Yeah.
So,
So
I mean, if the price point's the same, then I think Kimber probably should include a hard plastic box, like Colt does, just as a nice little gesture to the customer.
yeah.
Not a huge deal in my mind. Like if I went out and I was going to buy one of these 2 guns and they told me, oh yeah, you get a plastic case with the Colt, but you just get a cardboard box with the Kimber, it wouldn't change my opinion about which gun I'm going to buy. I'm not buying the gun to get a box. So
Yeah.
it's just kind of a nice little thing that Colt does for their customers to include a nice hard case.
Yeah. Couldn't put it better myself. So,
Which is the only adds, like, if you were to go and buy a box like this yourself at a gun store, it'd probably be like $25. The only, like, $25 difference is much.
More than likely, you already have handgun cases laying around somewhere.
Yeah.
So, that probably isn't even an issue if you already have a bunch of handguns.
or you
laying
just
around.
do what I did. I took a case from a different gun and put this one in it.
Exactly.
So, so where can they find you?
I am Show Me Firearms, youtube.com/showmefirearms. Got all kinds of cool guns on there, gear reviews, all that good stuff. Having a great time over there, so you should be sure to swing by and check me out.
All right. as we always say here, we'll catch you in the next one.
See you guys.